we're just getting into mode right now, right? A little zen. All right, good morning. Welcome to the Brownstead. For those of you that have not been here before, feel free to hit the subscribe button because we're pretty cool. Right, Meg? So we do a lot of different things on a weekly basis. We have a garden, we own a woodworking business, and we also have chickens. So between all of that, it keeps us very busy. And in addition, we are dog parents. So this morning, we're going to show you how we make her dog food. We have been making it from home lately, and we've just really found that her coat is a lot better, her teeth is better, her poop is better. And she has lost that fatty weight that hangs on with dog food from the store that probably isn't the best for you. Should we get to it?
She's excited.
Do you know what's going to happen? She's like, I don't know. This is pretty comfortable. All right, to the kitchen. All right. After a quick potty break, we are ready to go. She's already sleeping.
Yep.
So, so this is our 5th batch that we've made, and each batch we've kind of tried to tweak it a little bit to give her different nutrition and meat variety, and then on our end, just to continue to make it a little bit better as far as like what order we cook everything or how long, how many times we stir.
Our first batch, we burned the bottom. So it was like crispy rice, except burned rice. And yeah, that probably wasn't
Added flavor.
Yes, added flavor though. Yep. So
we feel like last time went pretty well.
Yeah.
We do track each batch as well, which we'll show you in a minute here. Just a quick one note of where we got everything, the cost, because sometimes we'll use stuff from the homestead, sometimes we'll buy things in bulk, or just buy quick bags of stuff from the grocery store. So we do try and make it as organic or pure as we can. So it's nice, clean eating for her too.
Yep. That's the point of this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's clean eating for her.
Yeah, and it's definitely shown.
Instead of all the preservatives and whatever else they put in the dog food you buy at the store. So
right. We'll show you the ingredients and we'll get cooking.
Yep. All right. So these are the ingredients for a batch of dog food. This will last 11 days. So what we've got are some yams or sweet potatoes. You can also use pumpkin, squash, zucchini, any of those type of vegetables. And then we've also got some other vegetables, some mixed vegetables. We've got a couple bags of frozen vegetables. And then we've also got some carrots and celery that came from our garden last year. So, and this is all like broccoli and peas and carrots and cauliflower and all of those types of vegetables. Then we've got a little bit of flaxseed. There's only a quarter cup of this that'll go in. And then for the meats, we've got, of course, some organ meat. We got some beef liver here. And then we got a mixture of turkey and chicken. And then we've got olive oil. And then we've got rice. And this can be any type of whole grains or legumes, beans, rice, quinoa if you're feeling fancy, barley, millet, buckwheat, bulgar, farro, oats, chickpeas, lentils, etc. and then a bunch of water, like 18 cups of water, I think is what it is. And this provides a complete diet for Maggie. So here we go. So flax seeds, you don't actually need flax seeds. This just helps with digestion. And there are a bunch of different extras that you can add in if you want. Flax seeds is just one of the options. Wheat germ, yogurt, cottage cheese, hemp seeds, seaweed, like those are all different things that will add different types of nutrition and benefits if you so choose, but they're not necessary. But we chose flax seeds because we eat flax seeds ourselves. So But flax seeds, dogs don't digest flax seeds unless they're ground up. Probably just because their mouths are too big and they gobble it all down. They don't even chew it up. So I'm just doing a 1/4 cup, but I'm going to put it in my little spice grinder, and we'll grind it up. My 1/4 cup is dirty right now, so I'm just doing 4 tablespoons, because that equals a 1/4 cup. So this will go in after everything is already cooked and it's cooling down, along with the remainder of the oil. So we'll set that aside for now. So we start with a little bit of oil just to coat the bottom. So I'm gonna start by slicing up the yams, and then we'll run them through the processor. Oh. Maggie knows the stuff falls on the floor whenever I'm using this tool. So we kind of have this understanding that whenever I drop food on the floor, she will eat it off the floor so that Mom doesn't have to clean the floor. Our Yorkie cupcake was much better at this than Maggie is. So she's still in training for that. So we put all our kitchen scraps in this little bucket every day and then feed it to the chickens. So they get sweet potatoes today. I'm going to run these through the processor and grate them. So I just need to cut it up into small pieces so that it will go through it. So this food processor is the best I've ever used. And it is over 24 years old. I got this from my roommate at the time. His dad brought it back from Japan and gave it to him for Christmas one year. This also had a blender at one point. It's got all the attachments. It's even got a dough hook type thing. When my roommate moved out, he gave it to me. I didn't steal it, no matter what anybody says. The blender broke, but this thing is just a workhorse. It does everything. I used to make my bread dough in it, pizza dough, all the time. Plus everything that it's got, like the grater and the slicer, and just a regular processor. But yeah, so now we're gonna grate some sweet potatoes. So we got the oil in here. I'm going to put some water in here. It wasn't supposed to get that hot yet, but we're filming, so it takes a little longer. So yeah, I put the water in there. Then we're going to put the rice in. And then we'll start adding the vegetables. Then the rest of the veg. So we've got this liver that I usually slice up, but the texture is so interesting. And it doesn't slice very good because it's got all sorts of funky stuff. So the plan was to keep it frozen and slice it up. And that's what I've done most of the weeks. But this week I let it get a little too thawed. So I think I'm just going to throw it in the food processor with this chicken. And that should work. So this chicken was a whole chicken that I slow roasted, and it's got parsley and rosemary and oregano in it. Smells really good. You're gonna love this. But I just wanna cut it up into smaller chunks, and I'm thinking that the liver will cut up better if I throw the chicken in there as well. Yeah, all right. That's gross. Well, kinda. That doesn't look the best. And then the meat will go in. All right, and then we got the turkey. Oops. We're gonna crank up the heat, get this going. Then we're gonna add the rest of the water. Now I'll kind of stir this up a little bit just to make sure that nothing is sticking to the bottom. We'll keep stirring this every couple minutes for the next 20 minutes or until it starts to boil.
So now you can start to hear it boil, see it boil a little bit, and that's when we try and stir it a little bit more often just to really make sure it doesn't stick on the bottom. And you can, in this pan, you can feel it if it slides nicely in the bottom. So now we just keep stirring.
You can see stuff in the middle is still frozen, so it's going to take, it'll take 20 minutes or so for it to actually start to all boil. But this is it's a big stock pot. This is a 20 quart is what we ended up getting.
And some of the videos that we watched, they would do it in 2 batches or do it in crock pots or Nescos. We like doing it all at once and just keeping up with stirring, and it goes nice and quick for us.
Yeah. Now we'll put the cover on and let it go for another couple minutes. All right, so it's boiling quite high now. We're gonna drop it to low and stir it up. Yeah, and still nothing sticking to the bottom, which is awesome. Put it on and we'll let that simmer for 30 minutes. I'll probably stir it once more just because it was boiling so high. But yeah, other than that, we'll leave it alone for 30 minutes and come back then. All right, so I turned the heat off about 5 minutes ago. It's done. You can tell it's done when the rice is done. It's nice and plump and ready to eat. Almost looks good enough to serve for dinner, except that there's liver in it. But if we didn't know that there was liver in it, I bet it would taste pretty good. Especially because I put rosemary and oregano in the chicken. All right. Oil and flax seeds. Then we're going to mix this all in. We'll let it cool down for about a half hour, and then we'll spread it out onto sheet pans and throw it in the fridge overnight. All right. So we have let this cool down a little bit. Actually put it outside for a minute because it's still kind of chilly out. We just scoop this out onto sheet pans with some of this freezer paper. That almost looks tasty. Put a little gravy with it. So we set it out like this so that it cools down quicker in the fridge. One done. We got 2 more pans to go. We'll let them cool down a little bit more and then stuff them in the fridge downstairs until tomorrow. Maggie, get your bone. Go on. Good girl. Doesn't that look good?
So we have these containers.
They're not freezer containers.
Right. They're just extra containers that we had found, and they snap into place. So at a time, we'll pull 3 days out. So when we set these up, you'll kind of see that's how we do it as well.
Yep.
And they don't get freezer burnt because they don't stay in the freezer that long.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're only in there for 11 days at max.
Yep.
So
works out pretty well.
Yeah.
So we do 2 portions. She gets fed in the morning and the afternoon. And we are going for
14.4 ounces. So this number is based on Maggie's weight. A general rule of thumb for homemade dog food is to feed adult dogs 2 to 3% of their ideal body weight in total food per day, typically split into 2 meals. So for example, a 50-pound dog would require 16 to 24 ounces of food daily. So split into 2 meals, that would be 8 to 12 ounces of food per meal. Maggie is 60 pounds, so we go with 3%. That comes out to 28.8 ounces. Divided by 2 14.4 ounces per meal. Now back to the show. So I just cut it up into sections like this.
Day one, we actually use a little bit of what we had left over.
All right, so we'll use, oops, see, that's too big. Shoot. That's 15.5. Oh, 14.4, right on it. All right, we'll use this leftovers.
Tear in between.
Tear in between. All right, there we go.
All right.
Once we get past this first day, it goes better.
And we just kind of bunch it together. It freezes a little bit nicer that way and keeps it all together.
Shoot, just did them too big. My goodness.
It's because we're filming.
Yeah, it really is.
It's going goofy.
Good.
All right, so then works out super nifty. So 3 different days, and like we said, it just kind of locks in place, lid on the top, and then we pulled the 3 days out at a time. All right, so this one here has a little bit extra. Otherwise, sometimes we keep it left over to merge for the next time. So
yeah, like this one's only like 2 ounces over, so she gets a little extra tomorrow. We got 13 days out of these. Usually we get 11, but I added a little more chicken and veg just because that's how the numbers ended up. So now we'll go put most of it in the freezer. Dog food.
good morning. What time is it? Are we gonna have breakfast? So we gotta turn on the light. I'm afraid of the light. So that's fun. Pour a little container here. Then I'll just break it up a little bit. How you feeling for this? So good. All right. Down. Ah. Down. Sit. Oh, good girl. Break. All right. Should we show off a little bit? Down. Good girl. Sit. Oh, good job, Maggie. Break.
All right, y'all. As you can see, Maggie's got it pretty good. We hope you enjoyed watching a little bit of her daily life, as well as the process of making her food. We've already seen how much better it is for her than the store-bought stuff. It's a pretty simple recipe and it only takes a couple hours. I will post the recipe for it in the description, and we hope you try it out. Next week, we will have 2 bread recipes and an update on the garden. Now we're going for a walk. Check you later.